Come my way, come my way, ooh, come my way, ooh, come my way, come my way, ooh, come my way, Someone told me.
Hello out there, Radio Land. Welcome. Y'all looking awfully luscious out there. You know who we are. We are none other than Brown Sugar Confessions that you can only get on Power 1017 every Wednesday night at 11 o'clock. Do you all see, if you're not on YouTube, I'm sorry about your luck, but for us that are looking at this beautiful man, Kapua, the recording artist is here with us tonight, talking about his
Hi, ladies. Oh, man. Thank you for having me. You know, this is a very special one. As I've heard, I'm the very first male host. So this is, you know, that one. I take
Got to start it off right.
Yes, you know what? We were like, we just love your vibe. We love your music. And we might as well just start with the best. So why not bring on Kapua?
All of you are lovely.
He was raised in the Bay Area in California, and his roots are from Guam and the Philippines. So, you know, like me and Katie and Kapua, we got this Hawaiian silky hair we're growing tonight because we just represent with Kapua right now.
They're Team Silky, y'all. So waves, just waves and waves on waves.
Oh, well, you know. Luxurious.
Out here shining and glistening.
Right, exactly. And he's based out of LA right now. He's an independent artist of music, dance, and entertainment. Growing up in the culture of Polynesian dance, training discipline in hip hop and contemporary modern dance styles, along with his experience in fitness training. Boy, you got a heck of a background, Kapua.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing that and the way you did it. Ooh, gosh, it made me hot.
I'm gonna say it, but you kind of making us all hot. I just put it out there.
Listen, I'm trying to be
Katie got out the fan. She's got the fan.
Katie got a fan.
Yes, for the rest of the night.
I'm gonna need a cold rag.
Stay hydrated, everybody.
Full makeup, hair, looking all good tonight.
Yeah.
Oh, wait.
I put on my big lashes for you, Kapua. Just so you know.
you better. Oh, okay. See, the bad girls, the bats.
And how we know Kapua is from Jenny C. And you are also a Polynesian dancer.
Correct. Yeah.
So tonight's show, you know, we've been doing it all month long. It's all about men. And tonight we're going to talk about hips. It's all in the hips. So whether you have a micro eggplant or you have a long dong eggplant,
whatever you're working with,
whatever you're working with, you right, Kapua, he's going to give you guys some knowledge on how to use those hips and save your backs. You know what? Because you're 60 and 70, your back don't need to be engaged in that. But we're going to talk about that a little later on. So let's bring up KD. KD, what's going on with you, love?
Hey, guys. I am absolutely wonderful. Just getting prepared for the holiday season. I can't believe we are this far into November already. So just starting to get ready for Thanksgiving, getting ready for New Year's. I'm going to be performing at a wonderful casino. I cannot wait.
Hey, congratulations.
One of the bigger gigs I've had in a long time. So
awesome.
I'm pretty excited. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Just getting settled into this colder, drearier season, but trying to make the best out of it.
Oh, all right. You know, I had a question. You mentioned Christmas. Is my neighborhood the only neighborhood where people have already got up Christmas lights?
No.
Okay. Did I miss a holiday? Because I don't know what's going on. I'm confused. I'm still working on the Pilgrims thing right now, and we got that on Christmas lights going on. can't wait, can we? We just cannot wait for Christmas.
We need that
People-
extra joy. We need that extra joy. We're still processing 2019.
And
My Christmas tree is going up next week. I'm not even playing.
We're gonna have Christmas trees with pumpkins and the pilgrims and everything all at the same
All
time.
of it's going.
Yep.
Look,
Halloween stuff is still up. We're just gonna have a menagerie up.
Hey,
mhm.
with the way shipping and receiving is going, Christmas might be canceled anyway. So it's like we might as well get it in early because come Christmas time, it won't be nothing on them shelves.
Facts.
That is true. Facts. Absolutely. Trees, what's going on with you in New York? How's life?
It's really, really good. Like Katie said, I just booked my whole New Year's and New Year's Eve up. It's gone. It's over.
Excited.
Mischief Maker is completely booked for 2023.
Hey.
We're done. And I'm just happy. I'm not even gonna lie to y'all. My friends, y'all better get on YouTube right now because everybody on Brown Sugar Confessions is looking fine. Fine. With a T at the end.
You know, we is feeling good tonight. Y'all some pretty people down here. I'm just
Yeah. We need to go to France. Let's go to France.
all of you
look,
will do damage
I'm ready.
in Europe.
What do you say, Kapoor?
All of you will do damage in Europe.
And you know that is absolutely true.
Brown Sugar Confessions will definitely make their mark in Europe. They're not ready.
Miss T, what's up with you, love?
Well, Mariah Carey is officially stalled out. It's Zero Dark 30. It's earlier. The darkness comes very early here in Atlanta, and I'm still trying to cope with that. And the weather doesn't know what it's going to do. It's 70, at noon and 39 at night. We don't know anymore. We're just here.
That is true. I wish they could do away with like this daylight saving time thing. I mean,
I'm
like
over it.
farmers got iPhones. They don't need this anymore. I'm just
Yeah.
gonna say it. Like we can do away with the ancient ritual.
We got solar lights at this point. Like, let it go.
I think the
Let it
farmers
go.
are okay with it. Like really, I think they're all right with changing up a little bit. We don't have to keep doing this. Oh my gosh. Ugh.
You know, in
Let me
Arizona,
see.
they don't do this.
They don't.
Did you know
They
that?
don't.
No. In
They don't.
Arizona, they don't do the time change because it's hot no matter what time of day.
Mhm.
So they don't participate.
They always got light and they always got heat. Nothing changes.
I'm
You
moving to
joking.
Arizona. Nah,
They
Yeah,
might
we-
get like
we all
snow
wanna
every
Google
20
that.
years or something like that.
What? Really?
Arizona gets snow, but not often.
No, they don't do the time change.
Mm-mm. No,
What?
absolutely not.
What planet have I been on there? Because I didn't know that. I learn something new every day.
There's
All
like
right.
one other place that does it too, but I forget what it is
Huh,
in the
interesting.
States.
Huh, okay, all righty. Jenny C, what's up with you, beautiful?
Hey, what up? I am logging in from Salt Lake. I'm still on my high from seeing Kapoor performing live a couple of weeks ago.
Oh,
So, like, you guys, it's amazing. If you can never catch a live show of Kapoor's, follow his IG so you can see when he posts, like, I'm performing here and I'm performing there. And if you happen to be in the area, catch that Southwest inexpensive flight and pop in. You get to hug him in real life. I got to hug him. And then he went to the bar to get drinks, and I was like stalking pictures of him, me and Laura Lake. We were like taking pictures. He's like, what are you doing? I'm like, let's pretend to be we are your fans, but we're like, oh, Kapoor getting water, put Kapoor at the bar, Kapoor walking by, Kapoor with shirt on, Kapoor without shirt on. I digress. I launched my Dance to Heal program, so it's not too late. If you want access to that webinar that I gave, that was for completely free. Subscribe your email to my list on my website, jennyccohen.com.
All
I'm
right.
going to our first hot topic, y'all. So here's the thing. I'm very confused by this. I would love everyone's thoughts about this. You ready?
what's
We're
happening?
ready. What is it?
Lay it on us.
So there's a gentleman by the name of Mr. D.
Mhm.
He puts aside roughly $200 a month, and he will purchase women's used socks.
Let me go
Hey.
find some.
The dirtier, the better. He says he's very respectful. And there's even some not top layered celebrities, but other layered that will let him purchase their used socks. Here's the thing. My only concern is what if you have like athlete's feet in your socks?
I mean, he said the dirtier the better. You don't know what he's doing with them socks.
Miss T, he says he licks them.
Oh,
Oh, he likes to lick the
Anybody's
socks.
Gross.
Jump
I mean,
in.
You know, I guess I shouldn't be, but you know,
Any thoughts on that? I don't even know what to say about that.
that's an interesting kink. Tell us more about it, Dr. Val.
Like I know about the funky sock kink. He likes to lick the socks. Really?
He smells it and he licks it, and then it kind of went dot dot dot. What else he does with it?
Okay. All right.
Oh,
You know, well, hey, you know, a lot of people have foot fetishes
Yes.
and they have
Mhm.
shoe fetishes.
Mm.
So I'm not surprised that, and panty fetishes, the dirtier the better, right? I'm not surprised that there is a sock fetish. Do you have his address? Because I do have some socks that I haven't washed.
that's what
I
I'm
will
saying. How much
send
is
you the article link. I will send you the link. I personally like. I'm kind of thinking, well, what if he does oral, sensual play with somebody, and he's contracted some type of, not so clean foot disease, and he gives.
Open mouth.
I'm concerned about safe.
I'm just hoping, he's not using the socks on other people. Like he's keeping that strictly to himself.
Personal, right?
You think it's personal, right? I think it's personal too. Kapu. I think it's
Yeah.
personal in his drawer, like
Yeah. He says that in the article. But I'm saying, look, what if he puts it on his personal body and now becomes a carrier of other personal things, and then you're in an intimate relationship and he gives it to you personally?
Oh,
Oh, wow, Jenny. See, you kind of
You
spun
really
this all.
that.
You,
So
but Jenny, see,
Yeah.
you ran with this a whole
that went straight to the left.
Yeah. I'm not gonna lie. I've sold socks. I've
You
sold
sold
socks. I've sold my socks. Yeah. I made.
But
good
how
money.
much? How much can you give for socks? That's what I want to know.
Well, I sold a pair of socks that I wore for about a week and a half for $1,000.
First of all,
Val
where's
want that
that
email.
buyer?
Dr. Val want the email now.
Yes,
Yeah.
Shawty got bills to pay. We need to
look,
figure this out.
People like stuff, and I happened to be at a point in my life where I was like, yeah, free love. Woo. I went to a really huge convention in Vegas. I'm sure Dr. Val knows which one I'm talking to. And I was standing with the friend because she was one of the people that does soft movies.
Oh, soft porn?
Yes. And I was helping to hand out like stuff, and I got paid a lot of money. And I would happen to be wearing a pair of white bobby socks, which is weird. And a man came up to me and was like, I want your socks. And I was like, no way, weirdo. And I thought he was joking. You're at that convention and people say stuff to you all the time. So you're kind of like, and he said, I was like, no. And he goes, I'll pay you $300. And I was like, bam, take these, take these socks. And he got my contact info. Well, not really my contact information, but the people I was with. And he liked my socks so much that he wanted more. And it was an ongoing thing for about a year. And that's how I paid for my kids' Christmas.
Hey,
Therese, you know what? I'm not even surprised.
hey, as long as it came with something that was useful at the end.
There you go. Wow, $1,000 for socks. So how much is this guy offering? How much is he offering, Jenny C?
Oh, he didn't. He only budgets 200, so not even in anywhere close to any of our price ranges. Sorry.
Oh, he's not into the Louis Vuitton price range at all. He's still in. Okay. He's still in the Nike price range.
Right. And speaking of priceless stuff, though, we do need to talk about Kapua's amazing advice he's going to offer, right, Dr. Val?
Yeah, we do. Some men don't use their hips when they're having sex. They use like their whole back. And I hear from my clients, this is why I'm thinking of this, that they have a lot of pain in their lower back. And as I'm talking to them, I'm realizing that they're using the whole upper body and their butt and their to make the motion. You know what I'm saying, right?
So
Y'all
you're
gotta
saying
go to
that they're not
Patreon.
swinging it right.
No, Miss T, they're not swinging it right.
They're
No,
not, or they're
just-
not swinging at all. They're just ramming.
They just ram with their back.
Like that.
Mhm.
Just
So
like
it's a back.
Wait. You mean like kind of like a whale?
Yes, it looked like humpback whales.
Dang.
Like save a back, okay? Save your back.
Save your back.
Save your
And
back.
so if you
Save your back.
haven't, I want you to go to Kapua's page. Kapua, how can they find you before we get into like what you're going to, how can they find you?
Sure.
Your music and your
my main
videos.
source of social media is Instagram, so you can find me at Kapua Kid. That's K-A-P as in Paul, U-A, K-I-D as in dog. One word, at Kapua Kid.
Talk to me, talk to us, talk to Radio
Yes.
Land about your hips, about your training. Just the floor is yours. But we're
man.
centering on your luscious hips.
Thank you.
We're just fanning
That's
ourselves
right.
back here like little old ladies.
I love it. Honestly, growing up in school, especially 7th, 8th, and then all throughout high school, it was all about trying to find a woman to grind on. That's what you're into growing up. And if once you find one, you start from the floor, and then if you find the wall, you throw your back on the wall, and then you just thrust it out. And thankfully, through my Polynesian background of dancing, engaging hip techniques is very vital. It's very crucial within the art form. So that is definitely a plus. But to touch upon just overall men utilizing their hips while they put in that action, while they put in that work.
That's right. Talk to them, baby.
For me, to all the men, it honestly is throwing it in neutral. That's first and foremost. You cannot gun it. Like you cannot, it's like a stick shift. Like if it's like you're gonna die out, and then you're gonna start jerking forward and back off rhythm, and then, the whole system and the flow, and then the queen is gonna look back at you, and then like time is just gonna get lost, and the flow is just like it's out the window. So honestly, you gotta kick it in neutral, and less is more. There is no with it like in the hips. To me, it's the powerhouse.
Yes.
With that being the powerhouse, you don't have to be in full control. Like
Facts.
It's there already for you to just ride, and with your partner, she's gonna bite back and meet you halfway. So all you gotta do is just find that medium and let it go. And I'm telling you, like the more you relax, the more your back will release. And because we in it for the long run. Like honestly, I'm trying to 50, 60, 70. I was just talking about this with my cousins the other week. Like we want to still be live and like active, as a grown man. Like we want to be able to play still. And yeah, to reach that, I mean, you gotta relax. And I think the other half of it too is getting out of your headspace. I like me personally love making it. Like to me, it's like a playground. It really. I always say like when we get to that point, like I don't know if I can quote this, but I always say like I want to play. Like before I get in the sheets, it's like for me, I'm like I tell the woman like I'm ready to play. Like like it's a playground. So when you play, it's just you don't think about the playground. Like you go and you climb the monkey bars, you swing, you slide down like there's no thinking about it. And I think that's if we just exit out the headspace and just really tune into like the action at hand and just like all into the release, which goes back into the hips. Like you just gotta let it go, and yeah. Yes, Tracy.
Yes. Go ahead, Trace.
Kapua, can you teach a class, please?
Yes,
Oh
please,
my God.
please. You got cousins, Kapua?
Yes, he does. He does have cousins.
How many cousins
He
you got?
does. He has a lot of cousins.
I got uncles with you.
But you know, you said something like men should relax, and
Yeah.
like give 5 or give a couple, any you can think of, like how to get men to relax and use the hips to disengage, and to just narrow down on the hip work. Give a tip. How can they do it?
Of course. Well, one of them literally is being hands-on. So if they were to take their hands and grip the woman's waist,
Mhm.
they can already physically feel as they're in motion
Okay.
the flow
Wow.
of what they're working with. So I mean that's one. Another one that's very helpful is putting on music. And I'm not saying you gotta dance to the music while you're in bed, but it just gives you that ease of comfort and just kind of like silks everything out as far as, you know, finding that just simple rhythm, you know, that simple yes trees.
If y'all are not, I know y'all are listening to this on the radio, but y'all need to get over to YouTube because he is jamming in this video. I'm telling you right now.
Yeah, so if you're not aware, go to YouTube, look up King by Kapua Kid, and blast that and have fun with either your partner or yourself. Either way is fine, y'all. We give you permission.
Go ahead, go for it. I love it. All right. This has been so much fun. So Kapua, what about technique wise as well? Like with your Polynesian background, is there something that men can do to start, you know, disengaging that back and just working on the hips? Or a little bit of technique you'd think of? I'm curious.
Yeah. So there's two things particularly in Polynesian dance. We call it the ummi, and it's the circular motion of your hip, the very slow motion of your hips going in a circle. And what we relate that to is if you watch the belt line of our hips, when you move it in a circle, visually, if you're doing it properly in a relaxed state, your hips should look like the
up
ocean.
and down.
Yes, it should look like the top of the ocean. Like, you know, when the water is just gracefully flowing on its own.
Right.
That's exactly what you should feel. And the intent behind the movement should be just that, very fluid. So like if you could paint this picture in your head, one exercise that men can do is open their legs a little bit shoulder width apart, a little bit wider than shoulder width apart, slightly bend in your knees, take your hands, and then you're gonna hold your own waist, and you're literally gonna let your hips fill out the O underneath you, and then the hands are gonna confirm that motion as you do it. So and the hands on your hips is what's gonna isolate just the hips to be able to work on its own instead of engaging the shoulders or throwing in your back or doing any extra. It's just literally sitting with a slight bend and then just, you know, neutrally circulating your hips. And the hand, you'll feel it out with your hands. You'll feel it, and you can reverse it if you like. We got this thing called the Vadu, which is the figure 8. So when you got the ummi down, which is your full circle, boom, you can hit the figure 8 on them, and then
You guys don't go anywhere. We're going to have Kapua on for the whole show. Please make sure you go to Brown Sugar Confessions, like, subscribe, and follow us. And guess what? If you have any sexual concerns, you know how to reach me. I am Valerie@swancenter.com. So reach me there. And if you want to send any emails to us, we are brownsugarconfessions@gmail.com. And what's most important is to reach out to Kapua, get his music, download it on Spotify. How can they reach you? Is it on Spotify, Kapua?
It is on Spotify.
yeah.
All right.
So everyone, make sure you go ahead, grab your snacks, grab your drinks. I'm going to grab my drink and just come back in a few moments, and we will be back with our guest host, Kapua, on Brown Sugar Confessions.
you out of my head. Hold you inside of my arms, babe. I hold you inside of my head. You can be my angel. Let me be your king. Let me take you to places that you ain't never been. Hold you inside of my arms, babe. Can't get you out of my head. Hold you inside of my arms, babe. I hold you inside of my head. I swear.
Welcome back, everybody, to Brown Sugar Confessions here on Power 1017. It is us, your fabulous five, Dr. Val, Tracy, Miss KD, Denny C, and our special guest of the night, recording artist Kapua, is back with us for round two. And remember, you can always catch us if you missed a show on Power 1017. You can catch us on YouTube the following day. So make sure you guys like and subscribe. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram. If you have any questions about sex and relationships, be sure to talk to Dr. Val. You can hit her up at Dr. Val at swancenter.com. And don't forget to check her out, check us out. And we are going straight into our hot topic, you guys.
What?
Yes.
So y'all know my love for Japan. It's a beautiful, weird, and terrifying place, and I love every bit of it. So I just found out recently via my favorite form of entertainment, TikTok, that, that there is an eggplant festival, and it is in the Kawasaki prefecture of Tokyo. And it comes with a backstory. Would you like to hear the backstory?
Yes.
Do
Like,
it.
what is this about? I want
Okay.
to know the whole story, actually.
All right. So let me tell you this story. But before I get in there, I'm going to throw my disclaimer out. I do not know Japanese history. So if I screw this up in any way, anybody who is of Japanese background or heritage, please don't come for me. I'm just reporting it as I see it. So here's the story. So very long ago, there was this demon who was very in love with this woman. It was a very jealous demon and decided it was going to live in her lotus.
Oh.
And this demon was so jealous that whenever she got with a man, it would bite off his eggplant.
Wow. This sounds like a hentai
Kapua's
comic
favorite
book.
one.
So if you guys need a visual, y'all remember, did anybody watch that horror movie called Teeth?
Yes.
Mhm.
Yeah, something
Oh.
like that. Something like that.
Oh
So
my.
the woman realized that, this demon living in her lotus that's biting off eggplants is going to be a problem. So she went to her local blacksmith who made an iron eggplant,
An iron.
Oh my.
an iron eggplant to break the demon's teeth.
Oh.
So, it can't get nobody. So eventually it'll get out.
So the demon is now gumming everyone.
The specifics after that. I don't know the specifics after that.
That's the
However,
opposite, right? Now they're gonna get more action because they're getting gummed.
oh my god. Oh my god.
That sounds like a win-win situation for everyone involved, though.
But I mean, for who?
I'm
Because the
demon.
demon clearly isn't getting anything from this at this point. He's just getting, knocked around with no teeth. So I'm assuming the demon leaves at this point, and that steel eggplant is now enshrined at the Kanayama Shrine in Kawasaki. So that is the origins of the festival.
Uh-huh.
So during the festival, they parade throughout the area this giant pink eggplant. It's on this little shrine, and they carry it, and you can touch it and what have you. And so it's eggplant everything. So it's a very interesting festival if you want to see it. I have not been to it yet.
I think we need to go.
I think we need to make a field trip
Yeah.
to Tokyo,
Yeah.
to Kawasaki.
I think I've
prefecture.
seen photos of this before some years back.
Yes.
Yeah, definitely on my list of things to do. I'm down.
Yes.
Sounds fascinating. So the steel eggplant is paraded throughout the town.
That's the thing, because I'm like, if this is that eggplant, it's huge.
Oh, well, I wouldn't expect it to be small.
But my
Right.
thing, like, it's not like normal person size. I'm thinking like, okay, this demon is up in this lady's hoo-ha, and it's like normal size. This thing, so you think it would be like this, which is kind of,
Like what? This is
typical
what?
typical eggplant size.
Okay.
That we
All right.
learned for what the typical size of an eggplant was in our previous shows.
All
And
right.
this thing is like 5 times that size.
It's a big
So my
eggplant.
question is,
Who is she
how
hanging out with?
big was this lady?
Yeah, that's my question. And Gum Gum Yum Yum keeps playing in my head.
Wait. Okay, so just so you know, right? I would be under the understanding that demons can make themselves smaller, even if energetically they're very, very expansive.
Right.
So quite possibly, right? The demon made himself small enough to fit in her hoo-ha.
This is
What? Y'all take a look at this still eggplant and y'all tell me if that theory makes sense. Because I'm like,
It would be
This is
heavy
big.
in there.
What?
It would be heavy, right? Like
would be
it's iron. That's gonna bottom you out. What are we
That's a lot
talking
of work.
about here?
It's
like
gonna
how
bottom
do
you
you,
out.
you even throw your hips around on this thing? Kapula, like, tell us more.
Boy, tell us about the iron eggplant.
Okay, not with this situation. No. How we gonna go about this one now is
You're gonna have to write more than your name. You're gonna have to write a thesis.
oh man.
Oh my God, that is
Wow.
interesting.
If
I
it-
have heard. I'm sorry, Gapua, go ahead.
Oh no. Go ahead, Dr. Bao.
I have heard about this festival, and I think we should all go and check it out. It sounds like a lot of fun. I live in Bethany Beach area, so I think Bethany Beach and like Rehoboth Beach, where I live, we should have a penis festival. If you agree with me, send me an email.
I mean, and they got like the eggplant shaped candies. They got eggplant shaped hats. Everybody's in shrine wear. Oh wait, is that the one? Okay, there are two giant eggplant shrines. I don't know which one is the one, but whatever. That is your hot topic for today.
Well, thank
Enjoy
you,
as
Miss.
you will.
If you guys missed the first segment, you really need to go back and listen on YouTube and like take some notes down and listen to what this man said, because he told y'all some magic. Okay.
He gave you the script.
He gave you guys like magic. And like all of us, all the females here, we all agree like that is going to get the job done.
Yep.
So Kapua, thank you and welcome back to the show. Are you having fun with us?
By far. I love each of you. I do.
Awesome. And trust us, we love you.
Yes.
I feel
Yes.
it.
So you mentioned before we went to break about the O, right? And how to get that umi, you called it.
Mm-hmm.
And then you also mentioned a figure 8. And I just want you to explain to that, because during break, when we were chit-chatting and paying our bills, I was thinking about men need to understand this figure 8 technique as well.
Gosh, to dive into the figure 8, I mean, can I get vivid with the picture?
Yes, get vivid.
Please,
Okay.
please get vivid.
Wait.
Wait, we're all getting fed.
Vivid.
Got our fans ready. Let's go.
Nothing but notebooks
Let's
fans.
go.
I'm getting close. Let's go, my dear friend.
KD double fan.
Double fan. Mhm.
Let's do it. I'm ready. Let's do it.
Man.
Ready.
Go ahead, baby. Tell
Okay,
us.
so, I mean, to break it down, the best way for me to do that is to really give like an actual picture of when I use like the Vadu or the figure 8. So if I'm on top, and this is another thing too, like positions. That's why it's so fun with your partner to just have fun in playing with positions. And when the man is on top, when we're on top, and me personally, if you just cock up one leg of hers and create that separation of her legs one
Mhm.
is, flat down, the other one kind of lifted, and us holding that leg. The
Mhm.
Varu honestly comes in so clutch with that position, because
Mhm.
when you Varu, you're waving your hip forward but at an angle. So when her leg is held up, as we position our Varu as men, as we position our Varu coming forward, we're meeting the opposite angle of her leg. So I mean, it's just a whole nother depth of all that. And then when you swing around the hip to finish that eight of the Varu, of the figure eight, you're rolling it back, and then you're gonna even out on the other side. Like,
I feel like one of my buttons just got hit listening to this.
I mean, if you can really like
Like,
hone
oh.
on that. And that's just one form of exploring the Varu in that position. I mean, just imagine if, I like where I'm at now, if I'm in a sitting position and Queen is on top, like
Mhm.
Oh, he
using
said
the
queen.
Varu on that, using the like
Said queen.
like it just man. Like,
No, it show's over. Everybody go home.
We're all like,
that thing,
Go home.
no, we
It's a wrap. It's a wrap.
to the convention.
Karen,
It's
Cheer
a
convention
wrap.
is making a trip to LA, y'all.
Yeah, yeah.
It's a wrap.
I'm already
Everybody,
looking
we
at
done.
flights. Yeah.
Yes,
Yes.
We're professionals at this.
Oh my
Okay.
God.
Your professional radio show, y'all need to get together.
I'll add something. I think what he really just did there, like, I don't know if everyone else just took that trip with me, but I literally just imagined my leg up and I think that's why we are all falling apart right now, because that's such a perfect picture.
I need you, Lord. That's all I'm gonna say.
And see, this is what happened. We're gonna go science with sex right now. So what happened when Kapua was when he went and explained it, he says, "Can I go there?" We're like, "Go there." He described a picture. And for women, as I mentioned in a couple of shows, that's called the vague staring, because we can imagine it. We actually see ourselves in that description that he was given. Of our leg going up, as Katie just said, of the hips in the figure eight motion, where that figure eight was hitting when it hit, the middle of the eight. I was like, I know exactly where the middle of the eight is going. I could see it, I could feel it in my own body on this show. And so that is called vague staring. And that means for women that we get turned on in the minds first. And that is why we were all back here rocking like we had been rocking. I'm just saying, number one. Number two, when he explained the technique with the leg going up, right? When the leg goes up, it actually shortens the vaginal cavity. The canal actually gets a little shorter. So there's more sensation. And when you're moving your body in that eight motion, and as he said, the queen is on top. Yes, he said the queen. We were like, the queen's on top. What you're doing is you are in that eight motion, and it's a slower motion. You can't do it fast. You're also touching the bean and the G spot at the same time.
Wow.
Men, you are better than her vibrator if you use this technique. Save yourself some money. We will put the rabbit in the trash if y'all would do this technique.
I ain't putting my rabbit in the trash. First of
Well,
all,
okay, we're not going to do that, but what we did,
I am.
we won't use it as much. We won't use it as much because I'm going to tell you something, Ben. Listen to my words now. That technique alone, it's very possible with rhythm, because one thing about females is that when we're about to have that explosion, it's the rhythm. And so when you break the rhythm, we instantly lose it. So when you don't go as fast and you slow down, number one, you have more stamina. men, I'm talking to you. You have more stamina, you have more control over your hips, and you allow yourself not only, it's not like a tantric experience because you're slowing down, really engaging with her in that position. And you're touching the G spot, you're on the bean, and you're also has the cavity a little bit smaller because the leg is up. So you're actually hitting all of that nerve ending inside, and size does not matter in that position. It does not matter. You can have a 2-inch, a 3-inch, you can have a 15-inch, whatever you were blessed with. It's all in the hips. And you can do that position because you're slow and easy. How long, Kapua? I'm just asking. How long can you do that? Well, that's not fair, but okay.
Wow. Hot
Yeah,
seats. She's in the hot seats.
We all rocking back here. But
How long?
that-
I'm sorry, Dr. Val. How long? What?
It's like, how long what?
Well, you can say I'm not going to answer that. You have to find out your personal self, but
I
because we might
chose
bring up
this
your
question.
song sales.
yeah. This is my sales have spiked.
Yeah. So I was asking like that position because you're slow and controlled. You
Oh,
can
yeah.
last longer in that position, right?
Oh, honestly, in that specific position, yes,
Mhm.
you can stay
Yeah.
there for quite some time.
Exactly.
You
Yeah.
can be there for a minute if you wanted to.
Exactly. So guys, I really hope that, save your backs, save your back.
Yeah.
Because you're 60 and 70, or if you've had an accident, if you got a bad back, and you don't have that, you're not thrusting like you want. Honestly, it's not about the thrust for most women. Some women do like the thrust. They need that thrusting, depending on the angle of their lotuses and where certain things are. But most women, so we got to know your own bodies, ladies. Enjoy the actual motion of the hips, the grinding of the hips, the technique of the hips is more important than the actual fast. Our body will tell you when to go fast. You'll see it on us. We will tell you like now fast, but let us watch us. We'll tell you. And if you do this technique that Kapua just said, I'm telling you, it's going to raise your game to a whole nother level. And you can take this. I don't know, Kapua, if you've ever done this, but I tell men to try this out, and ladies, is spelling the alphabet with your eggplant. The Z is always good.
Not the Z talk.
The Z. Y'all men do a Z. You be
What you know about the W though?
Oh,
the W.
you're trying to hurt somebody, sir.
You trying to
Wait a
hurt
minute.
somebody, Miss
I have a question. Would that be like, printing or cursive?
Oh,
Is this Times New Roman size 12?
Ooh. What do you say? If you doing cursive, you
Saying.
can
Arial Black Bolt?
Right.
Oh my
Pants
God.
print.
It's time to go
with the cursive.
God help us if it's wingdings.
Y'all are crazy. But listen, you guys know by now, you could only get this crazy talk. It's real though. But this is what people need to have, like real, honest, and authentic conversations around human sexuality with laughter, but also a little science behind it. That's what we need to really help each other in our relationships, because that is why we're in this, right? It's because we want to be in a relationship, and a part of relationships is also understanding our intimate self and understanding how we want to be better lovers to our partner. That's why we go to workshops. That's why you watch porn, but I want you to stop doing and listen to Brown Sugar Confessions, because porn is not going to help you with the figure 8. You gotta listen right here.
Mm-mm.
And this was absolutely amazing. Kapua, you're wonderful. Oh my God, you got us all. Thank you, darling, from the bottom of my heart.
Thank you.
Me there. I thank you. And to be clear, I don't want anyone in the world to think that or feel that I'm coming from a place of perfection or I'm an expert at the world of lovemaking and sexual encounters. From me to the world and to you lovely ladies, it honestly, like I said before, it's just a space and time of being playful with your partner. That's all it comes from. It's just being playful with her and just being there with her, like literally taking the time to be with her. And and like you said, Dr. Val, it's tantric. Like it's so beautiful in that way.
You're absolutely right. You're amazing. It's been a funny but very sexy conversation. And I know we're going to get so many emails and so many comments from men and from women and any type of genders out there. We know we're going to get a bunch of it. And this conversation speaks to all preferences, to all genders. Just listen and do the technique. We might try to get Kapua on Patreon and break it down a little bit. Let's, if y'all ask for it, maybe we can drive him. Oh, he said he all for it.
I mean,
already there.
We love it. And teach them technique because we are about it. And as I said, don't forget to get his music. Kapua, tell us, how did you get into being an artist? I know that you're a dancer as well. Yeah. And I guess what came first, the chicken or the egg, but you grew up in a musical background or what? How did this happen?
Yeah, thank you for asking, Dr. Val. Well, growing up, my dad, he was a DJ, so there's always music in the house, and we were always just active, dancing in the living room, singing. But it wasn't until recently, specifically earlier this year, and I don't want to bring the good mood down. It's just earlier this year when my grandma passed.
Sorry.
I thank you. I was in charge of giving the eulogy, and just having not done that before and feeling it out of what that was like after the fact of doing it, I just felt like I became the voice for the rest of my family in spirits and grace of my grandma. That when I returned back to LA, I just wanted to be more intentional with my voice and being around music all my life, and dancing. I just, grabbed music by the horns and tried it out as far as like being vocal with music. And sure enough, with the tremendous help and assistance of my cousins who are also in music, they have guided me and been my family in arms throughout this whole journey of music, to where I was able to find my voice and my lane of what I wanted to create. And that's just, at the end of the day, I want people to feel good with what I produce and create. I want them to just be able to make memories with what I create, for them to feel and hear, and most of all, just move to, be able to, bounce to, and have anything, family barbecues, clubs, getting ready in the car, like all of that. So that's where it came from this year.
It's beautiful. Your music is beautiful. And once again, tell everybody, and you just have a song that just came out, correct?
I sure did, yeah. A new release that dropped last Friday called Come My Way.
Come My Way.
Come My Way.
Can we hear that?
We're all following you.
Come on, Pastor. Come on.
Come My Way. And how can they get your music? Tell everyone.
Of course, yeah. On all platforms, including Spotify, Tidal, Apple Music, iTunes, etc. Typing in simply Kapua, Kapua. Kapua. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, this has been amazing. I hope you've had fun with us, with Cecily Brown Sugar. You're our first male Well, not
Yeah.
really. Yeah, on this show.
At first, I didn't even know where to start. I can't even express in words how beyond special this is for me. But also, I feel like after tonight, I've known you ladies all my life. It's crazy, but
Oh.
you all have just found like a place to stay in my heart. Seriously, like throughout this hour and a half, I truly cherish each of you, and I
Aw.
mean that. Like you all are lovely, like purely.
Ah.
Seriously, yeah. Your grace and light is felt, and I don't even want this to end.
Well, guys, this show has been absolutely amazing. It's been a lot of fun. And Kapua, we're honored that you came on the show, shared your wisdom and dance and technique for all you men out there. Make sure that you like, subscribe, follow him for his music. Get it. He's an independent artist doing the most. So support him on all his platforms. Support Bachelor Confessions. And you know that we're going to ask you to like us, to follow, and subscribe to us on YouTube.
Yeah.
And let Power 1017 know that you love the show and you love what we're doing, because we love doing this. And we're going to always be with you every Wednesday night at 11 o'clock on Power 1017. So stay safe, play safe. We'll see you next week, guys. Thank you, Kapua. Bye-bye, everybody.
Brown Sugar Confessions.